Hello guys, welcome back to Duke TV Online. Yes, you already know what it is. It's the sports section here on Duke TV Online. We're going to be talking about the happenings in the world of football. And as you know, I'm not going to be alone. I'm going to have my good friends alongside me. Alright, alongside me to my right, we have Teslim Abukadri, he's a Man United fan. And to my left, the bloody Arsenal fan, Subiti. So guys, today we're going to be talking about this is a topic that actually was trending on Twitter, and I felt like something we need to talk about. So this thing about foreign players and changing allegiance and the national teams and all of that. So MIKEL actually said something. It was on a podcast here. I think it was his own podcast.
Yeah.
So he said that foreign players should decide on time. Not when you are 28, 29 before you now start deciding, okay, I want to play for Nigeria. After you've waited for England, Spain and the likes, and you didn't get called up. And there was some kind of backlash to it. Some people were like, how Twitter is now. Hey. But I felt like I saw reason to what he was saying. So let's start with you, Teslim. What do you think about what he said?
I feel like what he said was the right thing. To be honest, you can't put your we can't say it's their best country for sure, but he's just saying that we shouldn't put Nigeria as the second option. So I feel like what he said is you can say is reasonable to an extent because he's trying to defend what we have. But what I'm going to say is that, in my own opinion, I would say players that come to Nigeria to play, I usually commend them because of the history that Nigeria has had with their players. So I feel like that can be like a reason why some players can say, okay, let them just see if they can enter one team. But I feel like it's the idea of putting Nigeria as a second option is somehow, to be honest. And I feel like he should have, as a Nigerian player, that is what he said, how he spoke about it is the right thing to do.
Zubi.
Well, as a player that has captained the team, you don't expect anything less. Something that he will say to boost the foreign players more and encourage them to come and play for Nigeria. But to be honest, if I was in their shoes, or if I were in their shoes, I don't think I would play for Nigeria. That's the truth.
Why do you think people like that?
Well, first of all, you coming, you're the insecurity and everything. You have to that's a factor. You have to put that into perspective and everything. You coming and Nigeria, our squad now, we have quality players now.
Yes.
We have quality players. So any player that is coming to Nigeria has to also check if the person is a striker, for instance. Now, are you going to bench Osimhen? You can't bench Osimhen. We have like 4 strikers. So, but I commend MIKEL for standing up for our country, our national team. We shouldn't be a second option. But if you have the chance to play for England or France, play.
I think I have to. when I watched it, I felt like yes, there's reasons what he's saying, but I feel like you have to support what you have just said. In the likes of those countries, they are more attractive. Let's not lie.
Yes,
and people want the attractive things in life.
You can win.
Yeah.
You can win World Cups.
You feel like you have a better chance of winning trophies in those bigger clubs and bigger countries than Nigeria. And look at it. I'll just go down to the NFF and the way it is structured. You see, a lot of things happen. Coach comes, I don't know if it's true. You hear they don't pay salary, they are winning salary, this and that. So some of these things may not really encourage that morale and this thing. I heard during the time of where MIKEL, I think it was latter years in Chelsea, when he went for that Olympic, the last Olympic he went for, he had to do some of the financing in terms of hotel and whatnot. That's not good enough. That's actually not good enough. But then I still look at it from the other perspective of some players. You see, as a player, you already know. You see Bukayo Saka in England now. He knows he has the stuff, and he waited for it. But I think some players already know that you're not going to make this team, or you're just going to be fighting constantly for a shirt that you have a better chance to wear it in Nigeria. Because in the end, you have to weigh your pros and your cons.
Yes.
if you're a striker, you may not necessarily want to choose Nigeria in the sense of you already have Victor Osimhen here. Not many strikers in the world of football.
Like 3 good strikers.
You have Awoni, you have Boniface. So we have like very good
all
strikers.
in their prime.
But if I'm a winger here, especially the right side, I'm going to want to come. We don't really have, nobody has secured that right side. And that's why I look at the likes of Olise. Waiting on France, where you have Ousmane Dembele and the likes that they are just in their 25, 26. Like, they still have a lot of years to play.
If Olise says today that he wants to play for Nigeria, that's his sport already.
That's his sport. So that's the thing I have to look at when he says that. Like, so he kind of said FIFA should put a marker on at what age someone can now choose. Like,
yes.
Don't say you are 28. You now say, and that happened to Agbola. He waited too long. He played maybe 1 or 2 matches for England. And that was it.
Agbola's own was he never even wanted to play for Nigeria. MIKEL is saying if you know you have made up your mind, don't change your mind. Agbola will never change.
Yes, I think to that point, because a lot of Nigerians always say, why don't you? Some of these boys don't actually know Nigeria. Let's be frank.
It's just from like
that is their country. To them, that is their country.
Yes.
They know they have the heritage, but that's just the extent to which they know Nigeria. So let's not be too harsh on them in the likes of. Because I know I read it somewhere, and that was there. Like these boys don't know what Nigeria is.
They just know it's their father's country.
Their father or their grandfather came from Nigeria. That's the thing. But then I feel like there are still players that can make that decision quicker.
It's left to their parents to convince them now. So it's the parents who should be.
Then if we look at it from the perspective of winning, Nigeria has a big chance. When you talk of continental glory here, and one of the powerhouses, so close to getting it the last Nations Cup. And I feel like, I don't know what the whole coaching situation now. I feel like we can, the next Nations Cup, we will still be there and thereabouts. So when it comes to glory, continental glory were there. You know, the likes of Germany have not won the Euros in only God knows how long. England have never even won the Euros. Spain just came back to glory since 2012 and 2010 that they won it. 2012 that they won the Euros. So France have also not won the Euros since the likes of Deschamps and Platini and all of that. So when it comes to continental glory, I think we are even a step ahead of we can possibly win the continental titles. Now, when you now look at the stage of the World Cup, the fact that we're not going to go, or it looks like, let's not say we're not going to go, it looks like we might not go for yet another World Cup. Do you think that also affects us? Because we have players that they think if they see us going to the World Cup,
they want to join.
I
think that was
what I want to play in this World Cup.
But this is second World Cup running, and it looks like we're still not going to make it. So I don't know.
It's going to reduce our ranking too, and all that.
Then the whole coaching situation, it needs to be sorted. Like it needs to be sorted. We have to identify this is what we want. If it's the playing style or just charisma or whatever, once you identify this is what we want, stick with it. The whole we all know about the Osimhen and what's his name?
Finidi
George.
Yes.
We all know what happened there. And some people are for, some people are against. I don't really believe any player should be coming out to speak anyhow against the manager. It doesn't really help the team in any
At all, it doesn't.
But I defend Osimhen a little in the sense of he's someone that whenever he puts on that jersey, you are never in doubt that this guy is playing for the country.
This is all.
It doesn't matter what level of competition it is. He's always running, chasing down the balls, kicking, biting, whatever he needs to do to help us win that game.
Yes.
So when you criticize such a player for not, we cannot beg him to come and play.
It's painful.
Almost as though he's choosing when to play.
It's painful. It's painful.
Yeah, it's a bit painful. But when a new coach comes in, what do you think is going to happen? Obviously, it's probably going to it's not going to adopt the issue, and Osimhen is probably going to play. But do you think, for the sake of discipline in the squad, he has to still do something?
There has to be a punishment. So it won't happen again.
Yes.
There has to be a punishment.
I heard there's going to be like a fine for him. I'm not sure if there's going to be a fine.
But the finding thing, I don't really think
it's like the easy way to get out of it.
This is probably right now. It's probably the richest Nigerian footballer. So
to be honest, we need him. So it has to be a financial punishment.
Yeah.
Not that we say we will not play for 1 year.
We're punishing ourselves.
We're punishing ourselves now.
But we talked about it, and that's why I say you look at punishment, but then we talked about not going to the World Cup. Can we accept a situation where we don't go for another World Cup?
To be honest,
No.
our chances of qualifying for that World Cup, I think we should even be looking at the next World Cup. Because you still have hope. The way you are talking, you still have hope. I don't think we are going to qualify for this World Cup.
It will have been
It's not looking
honestly, I remember this last World Cup here, and it was annoying watching it. Like,
yes.
when I saw Ghana, I was just angry. But that was our slot. That was our slot that Ghana used.
Ghana are always qualifying. I don't know. They may seem like a bad team, but they always
But
But
qualify.
that's the thing. There's no reason why we shouldn't be beating these guys.
Yes, now.
They see in the continent of Africa here, I feel like there are only maybe 2 teams that we should Ivory Coast and
Egypt.
Morocco and Senegal.
Egypt, so.
Even Egypt was strong.
Yeah.
Player for player was stronger than Egypt.
I thought you were talking about historical.
No, obviously historically there. But I'm even talking about right now, player for player, pound for pound.
Yes.
We have Senegal and Morocco. Those are the 2 countries that we can say, okay, if we come up against them, they beat us, we can hold our hands up and say, okay, maybe they are a bit better than us. But the likes of
Ghana don't even have the only asset they have right now is that Kudus. I don't think apart from Kudus,
they have nothing. They have your boy, party after party.
Partey is spent now. He has played his prime already.
But you know what? He wants to go to Saudi. Sell him now.
I don't even know why they are holding on to an injury player. What are they holding? I don't know. Release him.
You're not always shouting party for us. You're always shouting party.
I've used him. Atletico has used him. I don't know why. They've used the good already. I don't. Partey is old already.
It's like a Man U Casemiro situation.
Yes. Well, Casemiro still even gave them a trophy now.
Yeah, Casemiro did well in his first season, but last season, according to what he's doing in the preseason.
He looked out of it.
I'm even surprised he's still there now. I thought he would have gone to Saudi.
They are looking for how to sort the whole thing. But you guys, you Nigerian players, if you are seeing this, please help us and try and qualify. So I can have something to be happy
Boast about.
Yeah.
I remember Iceland. If anybody remembers that match, Nigeria Iceland.
Yes.
It was just 1 match, 1 victory, but everywhere was
bubbling. Even we are even going to far. This Nations Cup that we play.
Yeah, even this Nations Cup.
And see our
unites the country.
We need some, especially during these times. We need something.
Yes.
We need something like that. So you guys, please try and help us win something or do something. And let's try and listen to our senior player in MIKEL and the likes there. So I think that's all we have to say on the issue of MIKEL and the foreign player. And if you're a foreign player, Nigeria is actually not a bad prospect. Think about it. Consult your father that may be Nigerian or your mother.
Likes of players that won't even get like first starting lineup, like player like Easy going to the England team.
Yeah.
It's supposed to.
There's no way we should. And I feel like NFF has a role to play in that thing. They're like, make yourself attractive now.
It's like what you said too. The qualification part could be like
yes,
a factor too.
Some of these players will be.
See how long
the structure of the NFF.
Lookman.
Yes.
Yeah, Lookman.
And finally,
I've been begging him.
Yeah.
He's our best player almost every game.
Yeah.
But if that thing that MIKEL is trying to push, that agenda is trying to push, if it's actually alive, Lookman will not be able to come back.
Yes.
If like they like put
before now.
Yes.
There are two.
And see what
there are two
Lookman.
sides.
Yeah.
There are 2 sides to that coin. But
So see what Lookman did, and
yes.
though he didn't win anything, but
he's going to win something.
hopefully.
He's going to win something. Hopefully. Alright, guys. So we've come to the end of this segment. As you know, click on that subscribe button. We'll be bringing you more and more interesting topics in the world of football. And with that being said, we'll see you guys in the next slide.